There's some courses that I knew that like I didn't do very well, and by the time it's time for me to get my results, I already know that it's basically a career. There are not a lot, but once it comes to law, really a lot of those do cases, sections that just read. It's like don't do that thing on well study them because I know how to add it. And I'll do unrest. You just see, you going. I'm done. This why.
Let's talk about anonymous in school. Did your name ever come up? Because me, I know I suffered from my school. So just me. Hi guys, we're back. Hi guys, welcome back to Siska's Corner, and it's your girl Siska. And on today's episode of Surviving Uni, we'll be having an interesting guest. She's an influencer, she's a content creator, and also a law student. And I can't wait for you guys to meet her.
Hi guys, my name is Obi Zidata. I'm a world graduate, content creator, and influencer. And I'm happy to be here.
Don't I'd also like to know if you entered immediately after sec or you had to wait a while.
Yeah, I entered University of Nigeria after secondary school. I finished in July or August, and I got into school in December. Stayed there for 2 months, and then the pandemic happened, so I wasn't in school for a while, and then got into Godfrey in December.
I'd also like to know, while you were in school, did you feel any pause? Like, did you have career bad? And if you had, how did that make you feel?
I felt with a few persons, and it made me feel bad, obviously, because I already most of the time when I had a career, I actually knew I was going to have a career. I'm actually very self-aware.
We're like, okay, after the exam, you sure that, oh, I didn't do it, I didn't write well.
Yes, there are some subjects there's some courses that I knew that like I didn't do very well, and by the time it's time for me to get my results, I already know that it's basically a career. There are not a lot, but there were actually.
I used to hear things like, why would anybody be studying law in lawless country? All these people studying law. What are they even going to do with it? How do you feel about that statement? And like, does that even affect you at all?
I've heard it a lot about the whole lawless pain, and we also see it a lot amongst ourselves. For me, the whole point of me studying law is to study more of like to get into more of like entertainment law, media law. I really do not do litigation, which is criminal law, so I don't really think the studying with a lawless punch really affects me that much. Yeah, it's something that we do see, and it's something that's said a lot to lawyers.
Okay. So I need you guys to know that Zizi is one of the influencers that I've always looked up to, even when I was trying to grow my account, when I just log into Instagram. Because one of the influencers that I saw and I liked their style. So now I want to know if there's an influencer that made you want to go into influencing, or like what even gave you the idea about the post.
When I started on social media, which was Instagram, I didn't have an Instagram till after secondary school. So after secondary school, I was able to get an Instagram in 2019, and I was just posting random posts. Like if you scroll down to my Instagram, you see that the posts were really, really random. And as time went on, I started seeing like a few gigs from like brand. That the first brand that reached out to me was a skincare brand, and the pay wasn't that good, but I didn't really care. Like I was just making my videos. Then I also started helping one of my friends that had like a fashion brand to like advertise her clothes. So I used to just like every 2 days. I also see a lot of pictures, and that's the main reason why my page grew. And at the time, I would just see like maybe an idea on Instagram, and I'll just go and make a video. Like it was very easy to grow at the time when I was expecting. That's how the journey
Okay. So did it like affect your academics at all?
and it gets to an extent. There was this time that my parents were like, "I should leave it alone and like focus on like school and everything."
Your parents, are they following you? Because my dad, this is my Instagram.
My
So
mom
did they
follows
see your
me.
account?
My mom follows me. All my mom's sisters follow me. I think all my mom's brothers follow me. Fast. Everybody follows me. And they all try as much as possible to interact with my page. But at the time when I was starting, it wasn't. they weren't as like accommodating as they are now. Because like sometimes schools suffer, sometimes like influencing would suffer, but I was able to I could balance it sometimes, I could not balance it sometimes. And I sometimes I had to there's a point I had to stop the influencing at the time. But I'm just grateful that I was able to still manage both and still graduate and know that and now content creation.
Did you have any side hustles while in uni aside the influencing?
Well, not necessarily.
That is good.
I didn't have any other side. Actually, I just did
Okay.
my influencing and my allowance, and sometimes I think I would like edit for them. But like I didn't really collect much money. Sometimes I would take pictures for people. I didn't collect that much money. It was just something I would do for like my friends. I wanted to take pictures or like make videos for them or edits for them. But my main source of income, especially when I was in school, was parents and the money I made off of content.
So, Zizi, is there somebody you call when you're stressed or like when you're down in school? Yeah.
I think I called my mom a lot. I called her when I was tired, when I was crying, when things weren't going right. I called my mom. Sometimes I call my dad too, but I call my mom.
Hmm. That means you guys are like really close. That's good to know. So, okay, let's talk about anonymous in school. Did your name ever come up? Because me, I know I suffered from my school. So, just me.
For me, I think the only time they really did anonymous in my school was in like 100 level. And the only time I really saw my name was I am my best friend at the time. They said that we were lesbians. And then there were these two other girls that we school I used to fool around. And first it's only four of us and I think we didn't really used to talk to guys that much. They said that we were all in a relationship. So I didn't know how because we didn't know what to talk to boys, how that was any but I really didn't care that much because I was not going to start like texting people and be like, I'm a lesbian. Like I don't really care. So that's the only time they said a lot of other stuff about like other people. So they had to ban like anonymous in my school because people were saying a lot of wild things. Like anonymous is terrible.
Okay, so when like the anonymous is going on, are you the type that's always like, let's see what's happening? Let's check.
No, I
Or
won't
you're usually not even aware. Maybe later you know come back and hear, oh, my name was mentioned.
only like when I was in school, people used to say that I was very unaware about a lot of things. Like just used to come to me like really late, or I didn't really used to know that many people because like in my class, somebody would say like somebody did something, and I'll be asking them like, "Oh, who is this person?" And even when they show me the person, I'm like, "This person is my class," and people didn't used to like to tell me anything because I didn't know anybody. So I think I just tried as much as possible to keep myself out of the drama, but it wasn't something that I did intentionally. I was just away from the drama, and like I used to just hear. I think there were gigs that happened in like 100 level that I was hearing in 500 level. So when they were telling me like it kept happening, I was like, it was pretty. But,
So for me, I'd rather not say, please. I don't even want to say, but like just so that every year, every semester is a different thing, and it's like
like your name
I
was coming
used to
as
be the
anonymous.
main person in my class. Like, if my name, I don't know, if my name doesn't come out, then they're not like the anonymous hasn't started. So that's their concern. So let's talk about is there something that you would like to change in the entertainment industry? Like something you like to stop, you don't like?
I would say that there's much I don't like. I think I would just say that I think that this trend of like cancel culture sometimes when
Council.
like maybe somebody does something that people
Because
don't really like and then people just decide that they're going to like cancel them. Like some people deserve to be cancelled, obviously, but like everybody deserves a chance. And also, I think one thing that I would like to tell people, like on social media, is like, especially like entertainment, is that a digital footprint is like very important. Like anything that you post on the internet never forgets, no matter how much you delete it. You understand? So you have to be very cautious of what you put out there. Like I'm very cautious of what I put out there. There are a lot of things I don't do. There are lots of brands that I don't bother influencing for. Do you understand? Because when you're an influencer, you need to figure out your goals, your standards, the brands that you want to work with and brands that you not want to work with. Not like any brand is necessarily bad, but I guess for your self image and for the kind of person that you want to be, you have to be very specific with the type of brands that you want to be associated.
So in my own case, I don't post as often as you do. Like I might post this morning, and the next time that I'll ever post even an ordinary video might be like next 2 months. But then I see you, you post almost every day. I don't know if you don't post, you post every day. Do you? No, it's for like she's always creating content. I know her, like she creates content often, and it's something that I really, really admire. So I want to know if it's fun for her, or maybe sometimes you just feel lazy and you're like, no, I'm not going to do anything. Ah,
Yes, I take one thing about me, and like one thing that a lot of people say about me is that I take breaks. I take a lot of breaks. Sometimes I say I'm going to take a break for like a week, and I can take a break for 2 months. Like if you really go through my page, you know that there are lots of breaks. And at first, I used to feel guilty when I used to give myself those breaks, but those breaks are very important. Sometimes I can have creators block. Sometimes you just feel like you don't want to create any content, but um what I try to tell myself is that this is something that is also fun as much as it's like a job. It's also something fun. So what I like to do, if I'm going to go and do my nails, I'll make a video. If I'm going to go and do my hair, I'll make a video. I try not to make it too serious, even when I'm creating for brands, because when I also create content for brands, I try not to make it look too much like an ad. So I try as much as possible to have fun with it. And what has helped me more is I post more when I plan out my content. I like fast create. So if you want to post more content or you want to be more consistent, fast creating is like very that's better. I don't do it all the time.
so is there something else that uni has taught you aside academics, like aside everything concerning law? Is there something else that you learned from school? Like, oh yes, you did this.
So for me, I didn't go to like a boarding school. So when I got into uni at my first year, I didn't stay in hostel because I didn't know how to be in hostel and away from like my house because I haven't ever done that before. So in my second semester of like 100 level, I now went to hostel, and it was really hard to like live with people because I don't know how to do that. So it took a lot because I feel like I'm a very quiet person. I like to stay on my own. So it took a lot to have people like talking to me and trying to interact with people and everything. So it just taught me to be able to live with people. Like, because when you go to school, especially uni, you meet different types of people from different types of backgrounds. So, what it taught me is to learn how to live with people, and also it helped me to meet new people and get out of my shell. I would say I'm out of my shell like that, but I was able to like some.
Wait, so have you ever felt the need to, or like a pressure to live up to people's expectations?
Not really. I've always been somebody that just stays in my own lane. And at first, let's say I don't think I've ever had that fear of missing out, but I think I may have had it, especially like my 100 level when I was in school, like we used to go out to like parties and everything. And I used to feel like, oh, I want to go to these parties, and if I couldn't go to these parties, like I'll be feeling bad. But after a while, I got over the fear of missing out, and if I can't go somewhere, I just can't go somewhere. You understand? It doesn't do me like that. And I actually like to skip by myself. So I think it also helped to figure out the kind of person that I am. I was able to know who I am and what I want to do. And I'm not really easily influenced by other people. If I want something, I do. If I want something,
Are you like an outdoor person or indoor person? Because this thing is said now, sometimes you don't want to be outside.
if you go to my page, you see that like half of my content is shot in my house, in my room. Like you can see some
Yeah.
backgrounds. Like my wardrobe is literally behind me. It's the only when I go to like do like my hair or like maybe I go to a salon or something that I shoot content like out of my house. So I'm more of a homebody than like I don't really go out that much. I have like times when I go out, but it's not much. I don't go out that much. I like being a homebody.
So before I ask you the main question, I'd like to know what you think when it comes to having a boyfriend in uni or like being in a relationship while in school.
Oh, I think it's okay. I've never really had a problem. I think I've had multiple boyfriends while I was so I don't think it should affect you being in like university. I like
Yeah,
I feel
and
like
some
it's
feel like when you're in a relationship, you might get distracted.
I feel like it's really up to you if you want to
Yeah.
get distracted. You understand? Because in while I was in uni, I had times where like I would stay in school. I had
Mm.
times when I was to go out, go on dates. Like I had a good time. Just being sorry, I had a really really good time. So I feel like when you get into relationships, even friendships can distract you from school. So you just need to one thing I would just say, I've literally said so like I've literally said this whole time, like you have to know yourself and you have to like figure out what works for you. So I don't think somebody you being in a relationship should affect your academics.
Okay. So you already answered. She already answered the question. And I wanted to ask her if she dated, like if she has somebody. I don't like how she's being honest about people. Yeah. So also, were there friendships that you had to like lose while growing up, like maybe, or friendships that also helped to build the Zizi that we're seeing now. Just think about you and your friends.
I don't think I've been the kind of person who had a lot of friends. And even when I did have a lot of friends, most of my friends are not like they're not like with me. Like they live in different states, different countries now. And but then I made a few friends or a few acquaintances while I was in university. And I don't think I necessarily like had to network any. But I there's one I had to let go of, but like it
Do you mind
wasn't
sharing?
I wouldn't say like it was bad. I feel like it ended like close to my like end of university, but I feel like it was a long time coming. And I don't feel like there's no like bad blood. I just at some point I had to care about like my own mental health over like anything. And do I have friendships that built who I am today? I won't say that the friendship I had friendships that built who I am today. I feel like me and God built who I am today. Because I've always been really self-aware. I've always been the kind of person who, even if I wasn't exactly who I wanted to be at first, I'm the kind of person who likes to work on myself. And I don't really like to, in as much as you have friends that you want to talk about things like your problems, you want to complain. I've always realized that at the end of the day, I'm the one that has me and I have to figure it out on my own.
Now let's talk about Godfrey Okoye. I'm very sure that place is hard to be in because I think I saw a video one time. I don't know. My brother is in school, and I saw something a video where I think the what do you guys call your VC? Do you guys use VC? I was trying to say that nobody should go for a concert, so they'll take attendance of those in the hostel. Like, can you tell me more about how difficult that type of life is?
Yes, you guys, what was the Catholic University? So obviously they have like a lot of rules. They have like a curfew. You can't like sleep out of the hostel. I think you can be off campus if you have like an off campus permit. But basically you can't do a lot basically because one thing that was different about Godfrey is that Godfrey was in town. It's different from like all these private universities that you go to that are in the middle of nowhere where you can't leave. But I mean, you could go out like during the day. Sometimes I would go home and come back to school. Like I literally went home every single weekend, like every Sunday. Sorry, every Sunday I will go home for the day and come. Like I'll still come back that same day. Like I'll go home in the morning, like 8,
Is
and
your
come
house
back
close to
before
this?
every Sunday. Like I would go home in the morning and then come back just to like reset for the So Godfrey is, I would say, he's very strict, but one thing about me is if you want to have fun, you have fun. Like you have to figure it out for your own. Because if you ask me if I had a good time, I did have a good time. But if you ask all of my classmates if they had a good time, they probably will tell you that they felt like
What made you like? Why did you have a good time? Like, what was that thing that made it so interesting for you? You were just thinking like,
I was having time with my life, guys. But I'm not going to get into any detail.
okay,
But I
makes
had a good
sense.
time. I feel like you can create your fun
Yeah.
if you want to, if you know what I mean.
Is there like a misconception about you that you'd like to change?
Mm, I think over the years, there's this misconception that I'm not a nice person because they feel like they say that I don't look like a nice person. And sometimes when people like make videos of me when I'm like walking around, like I can totally understand that because I don't really smile. At the time when I was in school, people used to say that I was just always on my phone. my AirPods, my iPad. Like I didn't really care. Like people could be fighting in front of my class, and once I have my TikTok, my movie, like I don't really care that much. So I think people just thought I was unapproachable. But the people that got to know me got to know that like I'm just quiet. It's not like I'm unapproachable. I just don't talk that much or don't interact with that much. And half the time is because I have a lot of social anxiety. So it's not that I don't want to talk to you. I just don't know what to say to you. So I just
If I see anybody saying that she's a holy person, I might actually punch the person because I was literally telling my friend this morning that oh, she's so nice because I'll be like, oh, the venue is Cafe One, and I'll say, okay, thank you. And I'm like, I'm supposed to be thanking you. I'll be like, the time is so clear. She'll be like, okay, thank you. Like,
just be
it's
polite.
supposed to be the other way round. And she actually made, she didn't even stress me. When I called her and told her about the shit, she was like, all right, fine, just text me what she needs to know about that. And I really, really appreciate you being here. I forgot to say that at the
Thanks.
beginning. Yeah. So there's this controversial topic that's been going on online for a while now, with regards to the patch that Messi Johnson launched. I really want to know what you think about it.
When I saw it and I saw that it was like in a box, and I feel like it didn't come as like on its own. It wasn't like just a part because I watched the video where she like unboxed it. There was a bunch of things inside it, and I felt like it was a good like gift to give somebody who is just maybe like starting her period or something. And the whole point of I think things are released every single day. Like you don't actually have to buy it. Like I feel like that was just my own perspective on it. Like if I don't want to buy it, I don't have to buy it. And I don't think it's going to really affect the price of like other parts. Do you understand? Because I think everybody would decide what works for them. And for me, I don't know. I don't know what like there are different types of parts. Do you understand? Me, I use I think higher pad, and I think that's like 1,000 something. And for I think people did not understand that it wasn't. I think I don't know how much it was. That it wasn't that amount
25
for.
K.
That it wasn't 25,000 for one type of pad. It was for a set with like panty liners. I think like a heating pad, a purse for putting like your pad. So I feel like it made sense for the price, and I feel
Mm.
like it's a good gift for somebody who is just starting her period, like a your niece, your friend, your daughter. So I really did not have any issue with it. Would I buy it? Probably just to see what is inside it if I have the money. But that's why I feel like I feel like this thing I'm about to say is like controversial, but like everybody has a target audience. Do you understand? People need to understand that everybody has a target audience. People
Okay.
that want to buy it will buy it.
So I also wanted to ask because I noticed she explores. I don't know. I see her on beautiful natural hairstyle. So I want to know, like, is this a natural hair?
It's all natural.
No
No
extensions.
extension. And I actually like when people like
Ask you that.
ask me that question. They're like, I'm like, no extension.
She's like really, really long. Cause
Yeah.
this style, I don't think you can do it with just your.
No, like the full length of my hair is at this point I think is shoulder
Yeah.
or a bit. Yeah, I think I have it. This is the length of my hair.
The shoulder. It's so long.
Yes. So my locks are almost 4 years. They'll be 4 years in October. And at the time that I started my locks, I had like two options. I had to cut my hair because my hair wasn't growing that much. I had to cut my hair or to lock my hair. And I've always wanted to lock my hair, but I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And the process of actually getting locks is can be expensive, especially because I wanted like really tiny locks. I went to a random salon to get some extra movements because I felt like to install the size of locks I wanted was going to be really expensive. So after that, it was a very prominent decision for me, like very able because after season that I went like contralocans and look at that you can you just do it is you can come back to us. But when you develop your hair, you have like a root in your locks, so you can't go without boy. I call like people wanted if I didn't want my locks taken out, I was going to cause the locks were like 3 minutes. I know. So my routine is usually that I retwist my hair and was relocking my hair, that's retying my hair. Now I retwist my hair and I think it's every 6 weeks or every 8 years. And fair when I just started like my first year, I would spend 10 weeks. I actually had a microphone and then you just said actually it's really, really mad. Like having started off is lovely. It's like great school. And how you see it now, it looks really good and everybody's like, oh my god, I want loss. I won't be what the third year. The third year was a hard kid where I did like I don't want to work anymore, I get to come them out. But I had to just be patient. Your parents don't tell no, like but I don't feel like I ever want to like cook at my work. Still, it's a good time. You not you like I don't think I'll ever get tired of it. And also, they are fuller than they used to be because after a while, I couldn't maintain the micro so that they're now semi micro because I ate a lot. I combined some of them. So at the time, I think I had like over maybe 300 or 200 books. Now I have more than since because I don't really tell that because. So what I did is that I combined them by their use and we started to mask together like two of the same work, the same like we decided to mask together on the hood. I don't know how you did that because they just get listening and decided to mask together the type of tools. One thing I would just say if you want to their looks is that you can't like watch if you're looking at my looks and you say, oh my god, I want my looks to look like a look. It probably not looks good at my head. You have to just trust process. Because if it doesn't look like my looks, you're being upset. So I don't be enough research and just allow your head to grow and so. And when you see like all these styles, I put my hair in all these styles because these styles are like protective styles. So I try so it means that like you just have how you got this head and you like maybe make a bar or braids. You're not touching with so your hair cast time choosing. So I feel like that was what helped my hair to grow to this extent. But I don't do anything like aside going to the salon and get smooth like this, I don't do put this on my hair. I don't oil my hair, won't spray on my hair. It's just recently that I got like products to try out, but for from my first year to now, I didn't do much. And one thing I like about wolves is that they're very versatile. I've put attachments to my hair. I can put extensions in my hair. I can paint my hair. And even wear wigs. Just I'm just not in this test though. But I just told myself that as my hair started to like grow there, I'm able to do like more styles and not it's that much extension. So yeah, yeah, I don't like to go on my work. So the best dog. It's not the man could not be there. Come you. And they put up plan. Let's talk about this lady in law being a studying law. So when you're done with like 5 years, I don't get any degree because I don't know why you still have to go to law school to become a lawyer or something. I mean, what are you after the 5 years? Like, oh, USA. When you finish like the 3 years, you just have like an LLB. So after that, you have to wage to what can you do with this? Nothing. Like when if you use like the first practice rate, you don't get this look, but you get personally remember. So you have to go to law school. Law school is typically 9 months of days at Birmingham. You go to law school and then after law school, where your exam, you class, and then you get 40, you get off back, and then that's when you're capable. That is so. That way you know, elaborate. So right now, the US lead along up these allergy. When are you going to so hopefully by the grace of God, I will study to law school in 2027. Law school opens you start February of 2027, so you know I have friends are already in law school right now, so yeah, there's some materials to read. I speak real don't let have like three options at the moment. Get Abuja, the Labor, and the what's up? And I'm just saying that not because we love him far. I'm just saying that hey, you want to marry? It's not. I was saying, see, I'm not gonna say it's bad, but the issue is that I've gone to like I've gone to school here, normal school, primary school, secondary school, the universities. I'm ready to. Maybe you already studied it, but I went to just someone's kindergarten at primary school. Then I went to University of Nigeria to Navy campus. Then let's unite. And then I went to postgraduate university. So I'm done. Is there a son if you like the I really want to I would say she's a celebrity, but she's also like a content creator and I really look up to her. Email yes, I know you like that. Laura, I love her and it feels such a but like it feels kind of for me. also like in Italy, but like I've met her like here. Terms is now like I love Naomi and Naomi like she gives a Naomi and also she gives like she's on the same layer as you because you know I really really like both of them. I really like what they do with like their content and yeah they just really inspire me.
Has been cute. Lastly, I would like to advise you not go undergraduates, people that would like to study more and people that will comfortable with high truths.
If you're therapy, well then study more. Nothing I'm like go fun is read your books. For me, I didn't really take that advice, or I didn't take that advice like very early on. But like, read your book, they love to you. And like the kind of person I am, and I need this, but I feel like I didn't really apply myself as much as I should have applied myself. But like, it takes me a while to like for something to like stick, like really apply myself for me to be able to get that started manager. So once it comes to read, yeah, a lot of those cases sections that just read. It's like don't do that thing on well study them because I know how to add it. Okay, get tennis. You need yeah. When it comes to like getting into content creation, I'll just say you can find what works for you. You can find the niche. I don't think I have a niche at the moment. I feel like I just do with the lifestyle, girls in the expenses, just encouraging people petite girl like I because most people like like my demographic is mostly young girls. Like I have a lot of young people in my demographic, and I saw that with those while I was in school because most content that was come to school, like they already they come to me for like advice, when it comes to content, when it comes to anything like really comfortable for it. So I try as much as possible on my PhD, not do so much. Then it comes to like even though like I'm a bro, like I don't do anything really content because I have a very I give a what I give on my page or what I like that I give on my page is like a golden star part of the page. So when you're getting to content creation, you need to figure out what works for you. And which figure out what works for you. Who wants who you want people to see you as because when you're creating content, you're not just creating content for yourself. It's a personal brand for yourself, but it's also for your viewers. So be very typical like who you're like speaking to. Also like where you're starting off, especially when you're a new creator, focus more on like um posting, putting yourself out there. At that time nobody knows your shoes. People need to be people need to know exactly what you're going to do then with your page. Like obviously after you're already there, already made this but you need to post which is consistent and consistency can it can look like different things. You can see okay, he wants to post every day. You can see that he wants to post 2 times a week. Person who wants to post 4 times a week. Just have like a specific goal on these methods. You don't really care about the like engagements at the beginning, just creating content. One thing I realized is that when you don't start something, you can't build on it because let's say the way I used to edit before, it's not so nice to edit now. Because as I post content, people I'm able to get like constructive criticism. People can tell me, okay, this way that you put content, I feel like you should do it this way. Do you understand? Or I can even see it for myself and be like, video that I did the review, I feel like I should have done this transition in this way. Do you get that helps you like build the skills. So when affecting content creation, just start from the points of having fun, something fun. There are the creative person, so it's something fun, and then you can become in business. So that's my advice.
No, I'm really sorry. These are that question.
My
So heels or sneakers?
success. Well, because I don't actually wear heels now because it felt like I'm going somewhere here, but like blam. Because
Hats or platforms?
has I've never had.
I wanted to ask. With your braids.
But I have lots, but like I would say, I like bees too. I like bees, but other
Oh,
yeah. I'll try the front out the same. You do not end your teeth.
the video always said.
Mhm.
Very good.
Sorry, it's about to tell you to go home. It's very risky now. But
Cheers to that. Yeah, so I know that was football, but you have to answer Ronaldo or Messi. Just see, because I'm done. That's why I just really like. I just hear. And if you have any fast and reading better than the language, you know Ronaldo did. Yeah, we not heard. We can both have this that we you have that young sing. But then it were there. And because in Kobla. Yeah. That's like him. The song he was a blood. Like from well, sometimes I'm like, okay, okay. So I really like things, but I'm wearing lots of black, so I like. So, religious groups open religion dance. Oriented groups. And then you done dance. Tea or coffee. I don't like tea, so it's like, as some people here. Me or England. I'm just very finally fine. Amy or nothing. Alright, that's fine. I think that's all. So today, because I really want her to see you. Oh, come on to my position. Thank you so much. I mean, so it's very fun. It's been fun. And I found what I did. Yeah, so we've come to the end of this episode. The rest was really interesting. And if you watch this one, I really want to appreciate you. Thank you. But please do not forget to like, share, like, thank you and bye for now.